Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to the channel. My name is Risky. Today we're just going to be talking about the costs, since a lot of people have been asking me how much. Sorry, I just gotta set up my AC here. Yeah, so a lot of you guys has been asking me about how much it costs to get my car to the 500 horsepower mark. Honestly, it doesn't take as much as you think it will, only because I went on a budget. So there's a few things I've done to the car, and we'll start off with the main thing that got me to that horsepower mark is obviously your turbocharger. I got the Mamba Turbo 376R turbocharger. Now they do sell a 3071R, and in all honesty that might be a better turbo for you guys who aren't planning to push too hard into the engine, only because it spools quicker. But for me, I am going to try and push a little bit further than it is right now. And that's the reason why I went with the 3076R, because I knew you could push it a little bit further. So that was $1,599 AUD, so Australian dollars. The next up, I got a used Dyne Performance downpipe. That was off eBay, and that was $650. So shout out to the guy that sold it used to me. He's a legend. He did it for $650, which is, you know, they go around about $1,200 brand new. So nothing wrong with it. There's carbon inside of it, which doesn't really bother me. You gotta build that up anyway over time. Now, next one is the intake from eBay, which is $350. Comes with a 4-inch intake hole, so basically where it connects to your intake box is a 4-inch. Now the 4-inch lets it breathe a little bit better. And also the next up is this Turbosmart blow-off valve. Turbosmart blow-off valve was recommended by a lot of people. The Mamba Turbo, they recommended that I run a blow-off valve, and by far the Turbosmart seems to be your best one for this platform, for the M133 platform, because we are running about 32 to 33 PSI now, guys. You don't want to be running a cheap blow-off valve, so the Turbosmart just made sense. And then next is obviously tuned and TCU tune as well. This was done by eTuners Australia. They're by far one of the best ones you can get in Australia, and you know, there's multiple eTuners in the world. Holy crap, that's a McLaren Senna. I don't know if you saw that on camera. But yeah, so the tune and the TCU tune from eTuners, they charged me $3,780 to do the work. So basically they installed my turbo, they tuned the engine as well to work on that turbo, and they also tuned my TCU. So to be honest, guys, that is a bargain, and they did a really good job as well. So all up with all that, I spent $6,750 in total. Sorry guys, one more thing I forgot to mention in that video is the heat exchanger, the side mounted heat exchanger that cools down your intercooler. So I did run this car without it for about 2 months, and it was running just fine, but it was winter as well. But I think that's a must do if you're in a hot climate, especially. Just helps with cooling down the intake air temperature as well, otherwise you're just not running really that consistent. But yeah, that's a must, and that was honestly $100 from eBay, and one of the cheapest one. If you can do it yourself as well, you're saving a lot of money as well. For me, I think to get to 500 horsepower, like this car cost in Australia is about 30 to 40,000 depending on your mileage, your kilometers. So for me, you know, you get a car for like, let's just say 35,000, and then you dump $6,750 into it, and you got 500 horsepower. That's a bargain. Like, money to power, that's pretty good, guys. That's just a little bit over 40,000, 42,000, and you got yourself a pretty much 500 horsepower street car. That to me, you know, you're not gonna get a lot of cars at that price, $45,000 mark. I don't know any other car that can make 500 horsepower at that prices. But yeah, so there's little other things that I've done to the car which, you know, you don't really need to get to that power figure. So I wanted an alpha intake cover, which was $600. That to me just gives a more engine bay bling, so you don't really need that. Boost gauge, as you can see over here, the boost gauge was from eBay, which was only $50, and it works perfectly. So yeah guys, so that answers hopefully all your questions about how much it cost me to get my car to where it is right now. The next thing I wanted to do to this car is mainly the looks. Car still looks pretty stock to me. I want to wrap it, I want to lower it, and also just put like little bits and pieces like your lips, the fuses and things like that, just to make it look nicer. It already looks nice, to be honest, the way it is, but yeah, mainly just to make it look nicer. And probably next up in power mods, I'm gonna run meth injection. Meth injection would probably get me up in the 30 kilowatt more, and it's a more consistent power. So right now we're in summer, that's why I'm cranking the AC. It does get a bit of a heat soak, guys, so I don't tend to push as much boost as I would in winter. So I do get a lot of power loss in summer. So yeah, so that's the reason why I'm gonna run meth injection, just to give it more consistent power as well. So yeah guys, hopefully this video answers all your questions. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.